Und damit herzlich willkommen zurück zu einer weiteren Runde von Fire Emblem Warriors Free Hopes. Wir befinden uns hier auf der Kriegskarte. Das wird sich gleich ändern, denn wir werden die silberne Jungfer zu retten gehen. Ja, hier kommen. Die Rettung der silbernen Jungfer. Ja, immer speichern. Das ist jetzt nicht so das Ding. Irgendwie habe ich gerade gar nicht mit dem Speichermenü gerechnet, obwohl das ja immer kommt. Da war ich gerade kurz bei den AFK.
Bring your company over to the western wall. I'll defend the interior myself.
Yes, Lady Catherine.
Been a while since I've had the pleasure of watching you work, Catherine. I could say the same of you.
Wie Catherines Zopf einfach am Rumschweben ist.
It's been, what, 2 years now since you left the Knights? You picked some time for a reunion. The kingdom called and I answered. That's it. Besides...
What? If you got words for me, then spit them out.
Words, huh? You know, I wasn't sure what to expect when I heard there was an ex-bandit playing general over here. But your orders are precise, and you have some serious tactical know-how. If I didn't know any better, I'd think you were a trained leader. Sometimes even bandits have great commanders. Not often, but I've seen it happen.
Our lands were always under siege by Srag forces. Got defense strategies practically beaten into me when I was a little kid.
You really are the former heir to House Gautier, then. I heard a lot about you when I was a kid myself.
Wie alt ist der? So, Sylvain ist, keine Ahnung, um die 20? Catherine ist 24?
I'd always hoped to spar with you one day. Never thought you'd end up disowned.
Cram it. I'm the one who cut ties with that rotten house of mine.
You've done well to stay alive since.
Yeah, because I've got a purpose now. I'm gonna show the world that if I act all proper, even a crestless loser like me can accomplish whatever he wants. Ugh, made me sick to my stomach hearing that drivel. Even sicker coming from some weak-willed king with a crest who's been spoon-fed his whole life.
Yet here you are, fighting in his army. And well, at that.
Yeah, turns out the king's not the only weak-willed one around here. You know what they said to me? That I wasn't going to be held back by crests anymore. That the only thing tying me down now was my own past mistakes.
Ich frage mich, warum Miklan hier jetzt gerade so viel Dialog kriegt.
Now look at me, square at the top of a squad full of crest bearers and non-alike. But ridiculous as it sounds, part of me's actually come to like it.
Lady
Huch, wo kam sie denn her?
Our enemies are within the fortress, but all of the gates were sealed.
This is Aryan Road we're talking about. There's probably more than a few hidden passageways we're not aware of in here. The former lord of this fortress, Count Rowe, fell in battle, but I doubt he was the only one familiar with the secrets of its construction. Then we'll have to fight them off until reinforcements arrive. I will cut these trespassers down in one fell swoop.
We don't even know how many of them there are yet. Looks like I'm finally settling my debts.
Such a bleak outlook will only consign you and your soldiers to defeat.
Why you... Forget it. Look, if you want to make it out of this alive, you'll listen close. A fortress like this has always got a secret passage. There's only a few places it could be.
The fighting has reached Aryan Road's inner walls. The enemy must have entered through some unknown route.
I'm glad they're already in. Just means more chances to show what I can do.
I appreciate your confidence. Is everyone prepared? Today, we will deal a decisive blow not only to the vile Emperor, but to all of Adrestia. And I will be depending on each and every one of you to do it. Now, with me!
Oh, wir können nur 3 Leute diesmal mitnehmen. Ja, da wird sich uns sicherlich noch einer anschließen. Catherine wird besiegt. Ja, wird sich Catherine uns bestimmt anschließen. Oh, wir können Shamir überzeugen. Und wir können Yuri überzeugen. Mal sehen. Axtbrecher für die Kommandanten in den Bollwerken. Okay, das erscheint mir jetzt nicht so nützlich. Mit zusätzlichen gesicherten verbündeten Bollwerken. Ist auch nicht schlecht. Teile einer Faustkämpfereinheit den Schutz von Verbündeten, so werden diese vorrücken. Wieso können wir das nicht auswählen? Habe ich vergessen, was zu holen? Gehen wir mal zurück. Oh ja. Ach, das konnten wir sowieso nicht mitnehmen. Fehlte uns da was für. Was gab's hier? Ja, das fehlte uns. Gut, dass wir darüber geredet haben. Müssen wir uns den ganzen Dialog nochmal angucken. Werden nämlich doof. Dann speichern wir ihn nochmal. Gut, wo waren wir stehen geblieben? Ach ja. Versperre den Zugang zu einigen Gängen in Ariara, damit der Gegner nur beschränkt vorrücken kann. Nicht über das. So halt, die müssen dann eine Weile durchhalten. Gut, wen nehmen wir mit? Dimitri sollten wir mitnehmen. Das wird storymäßig vielleicht ganz interessant. Wenn Miklan hier ist, da ist er. Nimmt Sylvain noch mit.
Time to go.
Und ich würde Ingrid ganz gerne mitnehmen, weil hier diese Stacheln sind. Oh, naja. Schauen wir mal lieber, was wir an Boni mitnehmen können. Du und was Nummer 2. Ja.
Send a flower to battle and watch it bloom.
Oh. Bernie sollten wir auf jeden Fall mitnehmen. Die scheint hier in der Mitte sich richtig austoben zu können. Ja, dann machen wir das so.
Please hurry, Your Majesty.
Wir müssen jetzt mal ein bisschen was einnehmen, ne?
We will proceed as planned. We must strive.
I'll do my best.
Leave this one to me.
So, geht ihr 3 erstmal dahin.
I'll do my best. I'm a little nervous about this.
Let's begin.
Bis dahin.
It's time to move.
Hear you loud and clear.
Ist auch dahin.
I'll make short work of this.
It's Bernie's touch.
So, wir machen mal
Used
kurz
a
die Mitte
secret passage to
sauber.
infiltrate the fortress and have already engaged Catherine and her unit.
And let us help them at once. We cannot afford failure here. Armor is too valuable.
So they really did find a back way in. Seems like the main gate's still closed. Thankfully, the controls aren't too far off.
Deaktiviere die Steuerung bei den Wellen und öffne das Haupttor. Gut, da sind wir schon unterwegs.
Stand back.
They spotted me. Guess I've lost a step.
Na, die haben wir ja gleich.
We must assist her.
Take it for ourselves.
So, wo ist die Dingses da?
This is where I die, huh? Not the most comfortable place for me to
Und dann machen wir hier gleich weiter.
Shamir is in dire trouble. We must help her at once.
Die haben wir auch gleich. So, wo ist hier die? Da.
I'm ready to go.
Da ist die Diebin. Kann sich Sylvain gleich so kümmern.
Hear you loud. I'll make short work of this.
Let's begin.
So, hier geht gleich auf, ne?
Come with me.
Ja. So, dann können wir ein bisschen umplanen.
We will proceed as planned.
do my best.
Ach, das eh zu, da kommt er gar nicht rein. Ach doch, von hier.
I'm a little.
That should clear our way into the fortress.
So, hier durch und dann kümmern wir uns gleich um Shamir.
Surprised you came for me. I guess I should return the favor.
Ich glaube, die brauchen Heal, ne? Ach, da geht's noch. So, was ist jetzt los?
Kingdom forces! Quick, request reinforcements from the main army.
Einmal hier. Kann sich die Rain drum kümmern.
I'll make short work of this.
Und einmal hier kann sich Dimitri drum kümmern.
We will
Die stehen
proceed
hier
as planned.
gleich.
We must strive to
Leave this one to me.
So, dann kannst du kurz hier rein. Okay, jetzt mal ganz langsam alles hintereinander.
Stop the messengers. If they send in more troops, we'll never reach the main hall.
So, Shamir ist safe.
You're safe here. Please, go rest. You can leave this to us.
Wer hat jetzt wieder ein Problem? Ich meine, wer hat jetzt wieder ein Level Up? Oh, schönes Level Up.
What are the Gautier brands, huh? Don't tell me you actually want to fight.
I'm a lot more than some stupid family name. I'll not let you off for that.
So, effektiv Schaden.
Someone feisty? Fine. Show me what you can do.
Wanting Gwendolyn fighting.
Oh, das ist nicht gut.
It's probably for the best that I don't go help him, honestly.
Perhaps, but we can't abandon him.
Allow me.
So, machen wir hier weiter. Du kannst das hier einnehmen.
It's time to sure hope this goes okay.
Und wer ist hier sonst noch so? Ash kämpft mit
I'm a
dem.
little nervous about this.
Not a problem.
Du kannst das einnehmen.
I've got this.
Und du machst dich hier etwas nützlich.
Let us open this gate and hurry to Miquelon's aid.
Deaktiviere die Steuerung in den Straßen der Stadt und öffne die Türen zum Wall.
So we have to open this gate before we can open the one at the main hall? That's annoying.
Got you!
True to its fame, the Silver Maiden's arsenal is robust indeed.
Bodenfallen. Wenn die Einheiten Bodenfallen überqueren, erleiden sie Schaden. Solange sie reiten, können flugfähige Klassen Bodenfallen überqueren, ohne Schaden zu nehmen. Ja, blöd, dass wir Ingrid nicht dabei haben.
Where's the...
No reinforcements should be showing up now.
So, wo waren wir stehen geblieben?
Hear you loud and clear.
Du kannst hier mal ein bisschen helfen. Das wird für die Du vielleicht ein bisschen viel auf
I'll
einmal.
make short work of this.
So, Ash geht
I'll do my best. I'm a little nervous
dahin
about this.
My turn.
und dürfte jetzt nicht mehr lang
Leave
gehen.
this one to me. That. Please let us take this place down. I need some more to hide.
This stronghold will fall.
So, wie sieht's da oben aus? Oh, den geht's ja tutti. Da ist er. So, dagegen haben wir doch auch was von Ratiofarm.
I'd rather be attacking than defending. I still find this whole affair to be very annoying.
Ja, da gebe ich dir recht. So, das hätten wir. Oh. Die könnte doch Ash aufmachen, ne? Was ist er denn? Da. Der ist gerade noch beschäftigt. Oh, warte, wir haben was vergessen.
Awaited this.
Take a breather.
So.
Watch
Die hatten wir eingenommen.
It's Bernie's time to shine.
Wieder fehlt noch.
But not good enough to beat the 12.
It might be different if you had a crest, but there's no way I'm losing to some restless old man.
You sure know how to walk, but can you fight? Let's find out, shall we, Miklon?
So, machen wir den noch eben kaputt. Oh, dann haben wir auch. Jetzt habe ich. Gut. Gibt's hier irgendwas Neues?
Not a problem. I've got this.
Und du kannst dich um.
Bernie's time to shine. Sure.
Ja, wir können halt gerade nicht zu Ash wechseln. Ist noch nichts drin.
My turn.
So, wir sind da. Gehen wir mal eben kurz zur Hand. Wir können das schneller machen als der Computer. Und Miklon wird nicht ewig durchhalten. Gucken, wie viel hat er denn noch? Boah, den geht's bald Tutti. Ich meine halt, bei Gwendolyn ist es eher schlecht, dass es den Tutti geht, aber bei Miklon, ja. So. Jetzt müssen wir die an den Seiten besetzen, alles klar. Oh, hallo. Was machst du denn hier? Ist ja voll das Scout hier, Familienfest hier. Sophia,
Leave this one to me.
mach dich auf den Weg.
That's my cue.
Hear you loud and clear.
Sven kann da auch mitkommen.
I'll make short work of this.
We
Dann
will
geht
proceed as
Dimitri
planned.
We
dahin.
must. Let's begin. It's time to move.
So, du kannst dich weiter
It's
mit
Bernie.
dem
Sure hope
beschäftigen.
this goes okay.
Und ich glaube, du kommst zur Truhe hin, ne? Ja, dann kannst du dich schon mal um die Truhe
Let's
öffnen.
move.
So. Wo waren wir stehen geblieben?
It appears we're in time. We will help bolster the main hall.
Wow, the old man's here. I guess it really never hurts to ask.
Couldn't hurt.
Weil die Statuen hier.
Let's take the stronghold. Stand back.
Legen wir mal los. Oh, Papst ist da. Also, Sylvains Papst ist da. Ich glaube, zusammen kann sich niemand aufhalten.
I'd rather be attacking than defending.
Ich
I
frage
still
mich,
find
ob
this whole affair to be
der die
fair.
gleiche Fähigkeit wie Sylvain hat.
Grant them no mercy.
Oh ja, Sylvain muss hier ja noch anschalten.
Stand back.
Was ist denn? Ach, er ist hier schon wieder rausgerannt. Der hat's aber eilig. Da.
I shall take the
Wo waren wir stehen geblieben?
Should be one more device to open the gates to the main hall.
Oh, Dimitri hat schon seine ganzen Fähigkeiten verschossen.
You really don't hold anything back.
Wie sieht's hier aus? Nicht sehr viel anders. Ne, was ist los?
What a joke. Still, at least I bought us all the time we needed.
Dem ging's doch gerade noch so, Tutti.
True. I didn't expect you to give me that much trouble. You put up a fine fight, well, or should I say, Sir Miklon.
I may have disowned him as my son, but I see no reason not to avenge him.
Oh Mann. Das ist echt blöd, dass wir die nicht retten konnten, aber halt, ich denke mal, das ist storymäßig so. So halt, dem ging's ja halt echt gut, als wir gerade noch vor 2 Sekunden geguckt haben.
Can't believe you kept that many forces away from the main hall. That brother of mine really was something.
Everyone prepare to fire! We'll
Ja,
We
auf jeden.
must strive to perform to the best of our ability.
Er ist da gerade am nächsten. Wir können da wahrscheinlich einfach durchrennen. Man kann Ash nicht.
I'll do my best. Let's move.
Da müssen wir nicht immer die Stacheln nehmen.
Give 'em hell!
Take a breather.
We won't get very far like this. We need to shut those weapons down first.
Da gibt's. Hoch.
You've got spirit, daughter of Karen. I'm impressed.
Oh, bitte schon. Oh, Sylvain ist ja schon da.
Big talk.
Auf
Someone who
ihn!
looks like he's got one foot in the grave.
I see the whelps are all here. Think any of you can kill me?
So, wo sind die Ballisten? So, 4.
Leave this one to me. Let's get moving.
Ach, hier da.
Not a problem.
Bis
I've
dahin.
got this. It's Bernie's time to shine.
Bis dahin.
Sure hope this goes okay.
Dimitri. Dimitri? Das ist Ash. Ach, da oben ist der auch schon da.
Let's begin. It's time to move.
Oh no, Catherine! We must go to her aid!
Sorry you had to come back me up. But we managed. Thanks to you.
Keine Sorge, wir haben ja alles unter Kontrolle.
I never wanted to see you again, but here we are anyway. Someone has to avenge my brother's death.
I remember you as a snot-nosed brat. But I see you're all growing up now. Understood.
Come on, Your Majesty.
Machen wir das so.
It's royal beatdown time. Not your day, huh? Try again tomorrow.
Tonight, it's my duty to seek revenge for my lord. How fit count till my dying breath.
I take no pleasure in killing a man like you, yet I cannot allow you to live on.
So, einmal weggeblastet.
As far as graves go, yes, this'll do. It's not over.
So, kann ich mal weitermachen.
Guess I really dragged you down there. Thanks for the help.
Das erklärt, warum wir nur zu dritt starten konnten. Haben wir noch Catherine dazu bekommen. Wird hier noch was aktivieren? Oh, hallo Sylvain. Du bist ja schon unterwegs.
Stand back.
I live for this.
Dann schauen wir doch mal, was die Gute drauf hat. Also die Schläge knallen jedenfalls. Keine Ahnung, warum da gerade perfekte Verteidigung stand. Ich habe nicht verteidigt.
Let's turn these things off.
Machen wir ihn fertig. So, weg damit. Zeig den Müll rauszubringen.
Watch and learn.
Oh, du fehlst aber auch schon ziemlich mitgenommen aus.
To the attacks, too.
Einmal den hier.
Let me at him.
Und einmal hier.
Perfect. Now the traps should be disabled too.
Sehr schön.
Done, everyone. All that's left is to invade the main hall.
Report. A large Imperial force is advancing on the Aryan Road perimeter.
And I bet the Emperor is with them.
What's our move, Thor? We will not give the fortress back to them. All forces, move to intercept! It's not over.
Oh. Da hatte Ash gerade ein paar Probleme. Okay, wen haben wir denn hier? Oh, hier ist ganz schön was los. Oh, hallo Yuri.
Not a problem.
Gebe da mal ein bisschen.
I've got this.
Okay, Bernie, du machst hier weiter.
Sure hope this goes okay.
Ja, das kriegst du hin, kein Ding.
Leave this one to me.
Und dich schicken wir dir hin.
That's my cue.
I'll do my best.
Kann Ash hier noch aufmachen?
Let's move.
Ach, Dimitri ist ja noch
My turn.
Watch and learn.
in der Combo.
You should know that this fortress is one fun surprise after another. Well, would you look at that? A hidden staircase.
Oh, wow. Oh, ich wollte nicht absteigen.
I opened another secret passage.
Au, 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 au.
This must be quite familiar with the construction of this place.
If it's someone from House Rome,
Take a breather.
oh, then maybe we can persuade him to join our side.
Naja, wir haben die Strategie dafür, also let's go. Hallöchen. Wird hier richtig voll hier.
Aryan Road is a key position for us. We must retake it, even if we suffer losses in the process.
I can't believe I got myself dragged out here.
Besiege Lin hat einen Kraftfeld. Moment, die sind hier. Mit einer ziemlich großen Truppe, da sollten wir uns lieber selbst drum kümmern. Hier ist Lin, das schaffen die zwei. Oh, besser. Oh. Absteigen.
We must strive to perform to the best of our ability.
So,
Leave this
hier.
one to me.
Ich fürchte, die ist alleine nicht stark genug, um sie da reinzuschicken.
Let's begin. It's time to move.
Time to go to work.
So, und dann kümmern wir uns um den Fury.
If they hit the main hall, we'll lose the whole battle. Plus, we've got to protect the strongholds all around it too.
Verteidige die Bollwerke um die Haupthalle und verhindere die gegnerische Invasion. Warum ist da so ein Warnzeichen? Keine Ahnung.
Please tell me you're not pointing that thing at my beautiful face.
So, wir müssen wir mal ein bisschen schnell machen. Wir müssen noch woanders sein heute. Und nochmal. Wolltest du mich gerade beleidigen? Also, wirklich, Yuri.
You're from House Rome. We sure could use you on our side. What do you say?
Well, when you put it that way. I guess I would.
Sollte sich da der Du nicht drum kümmern? Ach, die müssen ganz diesen Umweg gehen, ne? Dann müssen wir Ash zum Intercepten dahin stecken. Der muss ja nicht lange durchhalten.
Leave this one to me. That's
Prefer not to get butchered.
Prepare a volley of arrows. Show them the results of your training. Couldn't someone else have handled this? What am I even doing here? Now, fire.
Gut, dass er so viel Reichweite hat. Na, das Level-Up hat er sich verdient. So. Dann kannst du
Hear
Vayne
you loud and clear.
hinterher.
I'll make short work of this.
Dann wieder aufsteigen.
Time to go to work.
So, und hier muss Catherine
Let me
hin.
show you how it's done.
Können wir eigentlich auch hingehen? Weil, braucht Dimitri Hilfe? Der ist näher dran, Linhard.
I shall take the lead.
Machen wir hier weiter, bis Catherine da ist.
Who knows if I can even hold out until Her Majesty gets here?
I am Valdemar von Hedrick, Imperial Minister of Domestic Affairs. My reasons for being here are my own.
I'll be dropping out here.
So,
I'm not ready to die yet after all.
da sind Leute in unserer Festung. Ich hab's genau gesehen.
Hear you loud and clear.
Da.
I'll make short work of this.
We will proceed as planned. We must strive to
Die
perform
Hauptteile
to the
dürfen wir
best
nicht
of our
verlieren.
ability.
It's Bernie's
Oh,
time to
Bernie hat ihn
shine.
hier gleich.
Not be much use wounded any further.
Also, dass dieser Festungsritter jetzt noch mit reingefallen ist, ist ja richtig nice für uns.
There's no sense in getting myself killed. I shall retreat.
So, wäre hier auch alles sicher. Gehen wir noch die auseinander.
Nice one. That's a huge relief.
So, uns geht's hier allen gut. Sehr gut. Um die sollten wir uns trotzdem bei Gelegenheit mal
I'll do
kümmern.
my best. I'm a little nervous about this.
Leave this one to me. That
Chief? Excellent. The Vanguard commander's dealt with. Question now is, where is Edelgard?
Da ist sie. Oh, sie hat eine neue Waffe mitgebracht. Das ist nicht Eimer.
We will crush the Kingdom Army and seize Aryan Road once and for all. Forward!
Oh, hallo, fertig.
This battle shall determine the fate of the Western Front. We must show them the might of the Empire.
Gut, da ist Edelgard. Catherine ist
Time
gerade
to
in der
go to
Nähe.
work. Let me show you how it's done.
Ferdi ist da. Da ist Sylvain gleich
Hear
direkt.
you loud and clear.
Was ist das denn? Die haben Rapiere. Okay, Dimitri, du übernimmst das.
We will proceed as planned. We must strive to perform to the best of our ability.
Hear you loud and clear.
Bis dahin.
I'll make short work of this.
So, noch irgendwer?
My turn.
Meint hier fertig.
We can take her down here. The war is over. Everyone, now is the time to rally against the Empire.
We must not lag behind Edelgard. Everyone, forward!
Da an der Seite sind ja noch welche. Die hab ich gar nicht gesehen.
Let's begin.
Die musst du abfangen.
It's time to move. They've mobilized. We must defeat them quickly.
Honor is mine.
Have no mercy for any who oppose you. Prepare to die!
Das könnte ich euch auch sagen. Das war der Dieb. Hätte mich sehr gewundert, wenn Ferdi das gekillt hätte.
Ferdinand von Iron, hero of Adresta.
Hey, kommst du sofort? Komm sofort wieder her. Wo willst du hin? Okay, den haben wir gleich. Also zumindest die Schwachpunktleiste haben wir unten. Holen wir uns das Feuerwerk wieder zurück. So. Wo waren wir stehen geblieben? So.
Not a problem.
Du gehst mal damit hin.
I've got this. Leave this one to me.
Gehst hier helfen.
That's my cue.
I'll do my best.
Gehst da helfen. Ich weiß zwar nicht, wie viel du machen kannst, aber besser als nichts. Komm sofort wieder her, Edelgard. Ich bin noch nicht mit dir fertig, Mädchen.
He's gone. I would have liked to take him out here and now, though, considering how spirited he is.
Leave my son! It will take more than this to stop me!
Finally have our chance. Cannot let it go to waste.
Als ob wir uns das durch die Lappen gehen lassen.
I surrender. Read me my last rites or let me go.
It seems you are the victor in this fight. I bid you farewell.
No escape!
Uh-oh.
Indeed, this moment will be the doom of you both.
Tallest.
Dear Edelgard, it has been far too long.
Is it so? Have you really found an ally in Dimitri?
What lie is this?
So you are not allies?
That makes more sense. I can't imagine you joining forces with the man who killed your father.
If what you say is the truth, if this man murdered my father, then you and I have much to talk about. Till then, nobody lays a hand on you.
Is that?
That's enough. I'm all right. Really.
No, you're not. And I'm not gonna let you die here, okay? I promised you, didn't I? By your side. Always.
Tja, sieht so aus, als wenn es jetzt erst richtig losgeht. Oh, Yuri bringt sein Artefakt gleich mit. Nice. Bin ja mal gespannt, was das bringt. So halt. Das gibt in Free Houses einen Schritt mehr. Naja, um Schritte geht es hier nicht wirklich. Aber mal gucken, wie es gleich weitergeht. Das könnte gleich noch richtig spannend werden. Aber dafür müssten wir hier erstmal weiter durchkommen. Den Schwingendrescher +4. Tada! Yuri ist jetzt spielbar, ist ein Assassine. Und Catherine ist jetzt dabei. Und Shamir ist jetzt dabei.
Your Majesty, the Imperial Army makes to retreat. As for that monster, it's disappeared.
Understood. After what happened to Edelgard, I dare say they had little choice.
We must treat your wounds, Your Majesty. They will only worsen without proper rest.
You needn't worry about me.
Und gleich fällt er um.
The Empire is on the back foot. This is our chance. Secure Aryan Road at once!
Yes, Your Majesty.
Edelgard called my father's killer Talus.
Hey, Dimitri. I didn't catch more than a glimpse of the guy, but something's not sitting right with me. His power was so familiar. He might be another one. Like Tomas. And like me. How am I connected to them? Just what is this power I have?
I understand your concern, but my thinking remains unchanged from 2 years ago. Whatever the truth of your abilities may be, I trust you, and I will continue to do so. I only wish I had more to say than that. My apologies. Still, if your power truly is the same as that of Tomas or this Talus, then we may find that the questions hanging over the two of us share a single answer.
What do you mean?
Edelgard said it was Talus that murdered my father. Of course, it is the peak of folly to take an enemy's word at face value. But if she spoke true, then neither the Western Lords nor the Empire are the root of this strife. Another faction skulks in the shadows of Fodlan, bending matters to their will. And if we suppose Cornelia was party to Talus and his dark schemes, her actions become all the more explicable. I alone must bring light to this darkness.
Hatten wir da nicht drüber geredet, Dimitri?
You're doing it again. You don't hold a monopoly on revenge, you know. Or on truth-seeking for that matter.
I need to know what happened too. I need to face the reality of my past. I'm into. I want my father to finally have closure.
I know I don't have the same kind of shared history all of you do. But I do share your desire to know the truth, both about myself and everything else.
Yes, you're right. Forgive me. For the time being...
Dimitri.
We have defended the fortress ably, but lost countless capable officers and soldiers in the process. Even I will need time to recover before I can wield my lance anew. Once we've secured the Silver Maiden, we'll return to the capital. Edelgard.
Are you certain? Most. Adrestia is yours to command in the Emperor's stead.
Also, falls ihr euch fragt, wer diese schemenhaften Kreaturen sind, die da gerade reden, das da dürfte Talus sein und der mit den orangen Haaren, das ist Verdis Vater. Die kennen wir eigentlich beide schon.
None remain who can stop your ascension to the peak of this empire.
And what says Her Majesty?
Nothing at present. A grave injury suffered during the siege of Aryan Road has left her unable to speak. Come now, Duke. Haven't you always dreamt of saving your dear empire in its time of greatest need?
Yes, you have a point. I will take up arms to solve this crisis. Under my rule, we shall crush the Kingdom and Alliance both, and unite all of Fodlan beneath the ever-majestic banner of Adrestia. The unfulfilled ambition of countless emperors past will be made manifest by none other than myself. Ludwig von Eyre, savior of the Empire.
Then we will lift you up from the darkness. Until the day you inevitably stumble back down.
Having driven off the Empire and defended Aryan Road, Fargus gains a distinct advantage on the Western Front, while the indisposed Emperor retreats to her palace in Enbar. Capitalizing on Edelgard's condition, control of Adrestia is wrested away by the now regent Ayer. However, the citizenry grows quickly resentful of his brutal manner of governance.
Teil 1, Ende. Es gibt hier mehrere Teile. Ist ja interessant.
Azure Gleam. Fanaticism. The year is 1182. 5 moons have passed since the battle at Aryan Road. While the war itself has changed little in this time, Adrestia has undergone a striking transformation. Its rivers run red with the blood of its citizens, who are beset by rampant pillage and slaughter. Dmitri resolves to kill the Emperor, dismantle Adrestia, and put an end to this grim reality.
Is this true, Lady Rhea?
It is. Edelgard told me as much before she left to deal with the upheaval in Enbar. Regent Volkard von Arundel was colluding with Tomas and his fellow knaves. For many years, Lord Arundel was a pious adherent to the Church and its teachings, until one day, his contributions abruptly ceased. Speaking of it now, I realize such a sudden change ought to have raised suspicion.
Just like Tomas, he became an entirely different person almost overnight. We had a similar occurrence in Fargus as well. Do you know of the court mage Cornelia?
The one who cured the plague, yes? So she too.
Indeed. I have reason to believe she conspired with Lord Arundel to murder my father. I had assumed them to be agents of the Empire, striving to sow discord within our lands. Yet, back at Aryan Road, the Emperor herself was assaulted by a dark mage who we can assume is in league with Tomas. Whoever these people are, they clearly have their own objectives in this conflict.
As for the man who appeared, Talus, was it? It seemed as though the Emperor recognized him.
Yes. She also claimed this Talus was the one responsible for my father's death. I find it difficult to take a bitter enemy's assertion as fact. But the pieces do fit.
Sorry, am I interrupting? It's been a while, Dmitri. Rhea?
That it has, Claude. I'm sorry you had to come all the way to Ferdiad for this.
That makes 2 of us. I could think of plenty of better places for a meeting than this chilly old capital of yours. Of course, I'm the one who asked to stop by in the first place. Thanks for seeing me, Dmitri.
Nun machen wir jetzt gemeinsame Sachen mit denen. Gefällt mir.
An uprising over here, a siege over there. You'd think they'd get tired of causing so much chaos. But now they're looking to cross the Aramid and do the exact same in Alliance territory. I doubt it'll be long before we start getting hit with some serious losses. Which brings me to my point. What say we partner up and use our combined strength to bring the Empire down?
I am grateful to hear such a suggestion, Claude. Hardened as our soldiers may be, even the combined force of the Kingdom and the Knights of Seros pales in comparison to the staggering might of Adrestia.
If we ever hope to take their capital, we'll need to splinter their army between east and west. And, as Enbar lies in the southernmost reaches of the Empire, carving a path to it will not be an easy task.
I could get behind scattering their troops, but they've got a bear of a man in Count Burgley's defending their eastern flank. Passing through Hevring territory in the west won't be smooth sailing either. The Agma Mountains aren't exactly what I'd call welcoming.
All right. Any attempted head-on assault will leave our forces depleted and exhausted before we even reach the capital.
But hey, you're in luck. I have a plan. A way we can target Enbar without so much hassle. All we have to do is claim one vital stronghold, and their sway in Fodlan will shrink dramatically. Any ideas what it is?
Garreg Mach.
Hey, you really know your stuff, Dimitri.
Garreg Mach is sacred to us. Reclaiming it would provide a significant boost to morale. But how do you propose we strike at such a well-fortified location?
We'll draw the Imperial Army out to our respective front lines, then launch a pincer attack on the old monastery from both the east and the west. It's not the fanciest plan in the world, but it's all we've got right now.
Then allow me to suggest an idea of my own. I believe we should approach by way of Aelel. The valley is not closely guarded by the enemy, and its narrow paths negate any numerical advantage they may hold over us. If all three of us dispatch our best warriors, then I am certain we can retake Garreg Mach.
The Valley of Torment, huh? You're a better tactician than I gave you credit for, Rhea. How about this? First, we create a diversion by sending separate forces to the east and west and making it look like we aim for their capital. That'll split their focus. Then, when the time's right, we shift our attention to Garreg Mach, sending an army through the Valley of Torment to reclaim it.
The issue then becomes how to hold our ground on both the eastern and western fronts. The west does not concern me on its own, but we will have Count Burgleys to contend with in the east.
The trick is engaging the enemy as little as possible. And don't worry, I've got a few surprises up my sleeve if we need them.
The Knights of Seros may be few in number, but they are all the more agile for it. They will act separately, providing reinforcements wherever necessary.
Thank you, Lady Rhea. The support is much appreciated.
Tell me, Dimitri, are you gonna stay buddied up with the Central Church once this war is over?
My people still seek their guidance. So long as that is the case, I will continue to offer them shelter.
Meaning what? You'd toss them out on the street if nobody needed them anymore?
I doubt such a day would ever dawn. Territories may change, but people's hearts will always be stubborn things. Even if we started our own church like the Empire has, there's no guarantee our citizens would accept it in any timely manner, or at all. Let me ask you, Claude. How long do you plan to maintain this partnership with the Kingdom?
I hope we can keep this beautiful thing going for many years, long beyond the trouncing we're about to hand the Empire.
That glint in your eye says otherwise. But I'm glad to accept you as an ally, for the time being at least.
Come on, you can't seriously be doubting me already. Learn to trust a little, Dimitri. And speaking of trust, I trust you'll be throwing a big feast tonight to celebrate the occasion. I can't wait to taste that old-fashioned Fargus hospitality.
Hard to believe it's already been 6 months since the siege back at Aryan Road.
Quite. It's no surprise we've been at a standstill, though. Both the Empire and Kingdom suffered heavy losses during the battle. But lucky for us, it seems the ice is finally thawing. Let's hope you've kept your wits as sharp as your blade all this time.
Ah, there you are.
Huch,
Hey.
was machen die vier denn hier?
What are they doing here?
Eine berechtigte Frage.
Were you not made aware? Our fine leaders have seen fit to integrate our armies, as we'll be fighting on the same side from here forward. Claude was quite insistent on our joining you on the Western Front.
I just wish it wasn't so cold here. I can feel my muscles tightening up already.
Yes. I had hoped the cold would at least bring a picturesque snowscape with it, but alas. I'm sorry to say we receive little snowfall in this part of the kingdom. I imagine our winters aren't all too dissimilar from those you experience in Leicester.
So, what would you like us to do?
Kämpfen, schlachten, abmetzeln.
I guess there are two options. Either you all can stay on the front lines with us, or join the rear guard and help in a more indirect way.
Either is more than acceptable for us, though I should say our preference would be to fight by your side.
Ich hätte euch auch lieber bei uns im Team.
If we fail to distinguish ourselves here, there will be no end to Claude's sarcastic wit upon our return.
Verstehe. Naja. Oh, die Entscheidung ermöglicht dir, spezifische Einheiten zu rekrutieren. Das ist doch mal eine Einladung. Ihr kommt
Let's
natürlich
take them
mit.
at the front with us. That's where we're gonna need the most help.
Agreed. We can discuss further with the others later, but it's safe to assume that is the direction we'll head.
Also Raphael habe ich nie trainiert, aber die anderen drei waren relativ solide Recken. Und verlässlich, also von daher.
Well. Allow us to show you what Alliance soldiers are capable of.
Nice of Claude to be sending us back up.
Ob das unbedingt nett ist?
It's hard to know what their motivations may be, but we need all the help we can muster.
Also, Claude würde ich alles
Your
zutrauen.
tone's telling a different story, though. What's up?
It's merely that we all have our own reasons for taking part in this fight. Everyone, Claude, Rhea, even us. Each side is watching the other like famished hawks for the slightest hint of foul play.
What? You mean there's more to this thing than just stopping the Empire?
Yes. For my part, I would like to uncover the true nature of this enemy hidden in the shadows of Fodlan. The Church likely wants little beyond the reclamation of Garreg Mach. As for Claude, who can say? Rodrigue should be joining us here in the coming month, after he's finished tying up loose ends in the west. But even as our numbers burgeon, we can't afford to lower our guard. The situation demands constant vigilance.
Wow. Was ein Gebiet. Scheint ja richtig aufregend zu werden. Oh, Lorenz ist jetzt spielbar. Und Raphael ist jetzt spielbar. Und Ignaz ist jetzt spielbar. Und Marianne ist jetzt spielbar. Und Rodrigue ist weg. Naja. Aber wir können jetzt die Klasse Azura auf dem Übungsplatz erhalten. Und die Mitri kann erst dort werden. Und es steht eine größere Auswahl an Einrichtungsmaterialien im Versorgungsdepot zum Tausch zur Verfügung. Im Laden können neue Examsiegel erworben werden. Einige Einheiten haben neue Bataillone erhalten. Ah, genau. Dimitri wollte mich sehen. Es ging um eine Entscheidung, die er treffen wollte. Interessant. Mal sehen, was haben wir denn hier für Supports? Mit wem könnt ihr eigentlich so supporten? Hast du noch einen Support mit Harpy? Oh, nur ein C-Support, ihr habt euch nicht so viel zu sagen. Der dürfte ganz interessant werden. Mal sehen, was haben wir noch? Oh, der hier auch. So halt. Yuri und... Also halt, die sind ja beide so mit Graf Rowe in Verbindung. Von daher dürfte das halt ganz spannend werden. Oh, guck mal, die haben gar keinen B-Support miteinander. So halt doch schon, aber keinen textlichen. Das ist ziemlich selten. So halt, der Hauptcharakter hat mit so ziemlich fast allen Dialoge. So halt. Ja, mit Shamir fehlt der B-Support, mit Catherine auch. Mit Setup auch okay. Gut, ist er ist nicht der Einzige. Die Musik hat sich by the way verändert. Mal sehen, was hast du so an Supports? Ist auch nicht so viele. Ich frage mich, worüber die reden. Du kannst doch bestimmt mit denen supporten, oder? Das sind immerhin Kirchenleute. Wow, also du hast wirklich relativ wenig Supports. Krass. Was hat Marianne? Also der Support war auch mal längst überfällig. Aber gut, die Folge war jetzt lang genug. Wir sehen uns dann beim nächsten Mal wieder. Und dann gucken wir uns noch ein bisschen um und dann schauen wir mal, wie es weitergeht. Ich hoffe, ihr seid beim nächsten Mal auch wieder mit dabei. Ich würde mich sehr drüber freuen. Bis zum nächsten Mal und ciao.